beautiful wedding. And once again, just want to thank Ed. I've known Ed since I was about 5 years old, and a lot of us weren't blessed in the neighborhood. We didn't really have a lot of brothers and sisters. If we did, they were older. We all kind of formed a family amongst ourselves. And I think I speak for Andy, and I speak for Blake, and I speak for myself when I say Ed's the best brother we could have. Whether you've been in Europe for 5 years, not talking to anybody, you show up at Newark Airport, give a guy a call, he's going to pick you up and bring you to the park. Whether your mother needs to move to somewhere in the Carolinas with about 700 animals and horses and ducks and all kinds of other stuff you can't even possibly imagine, you know, Ed's the guy, he's going to drive that car. I don't want to take up too much more of your time because Michelle's going to start getting nervous that I do something ridiculous. So, Ed, we love you. I think I speak for everybody in this room, especially our close friends. Let's get our glasses up and toast to this wonderful wedding. Ed, Michele.
At this time, we would like to call up our maid of honor, Donna.
So, the year was 1987, and Michele and I were in 9th grade together. And although we had known each other since grammar school because we played softball together, and although we were sitting one seat apart from each other in 9th grade algebra, we had never uttered a single word to each other. And the reason for that is simple. Michele and I have absolutely nothing in common. In the 9th grade, Michele was sort of a cross between like a preppy girl and a hippie chick. I'm not sure which one she was. All I know is that Michele had flat hair and I had the Eiffel Tower coming out of the top of my head. And at least in high school, differences like that meant that you didn't become friends. So how did we become friends? Basically, it was an act of desperation. The 9th grade ski trip was coming up, and Michele wanted to go, but none of her friends were going. And I wanted to go, but none of my friends were going. So basically, we used each other so we had someone to go on the ski trip with. And that's how we became friends. Well, I'd like to say that over the years, we grew to have more in common, but we didn't. We both go to the same college, but she went her way, I went my way. I ended up pledging a sorority, something Michele would never do. Michele kind of floated around campus in her red Doc Martens, something I would never wear. We would both go to law school, but once again, we were driven by very different ideals. Michele was inspired by Bob Dylan's Hurricane, and she wanted to conquer social injustice. I wanted to drive a BMW. Well, it's almost 20 years after that infamous ski trip where we became friends, and I'd like to tell you that today we now have something in common, but we don't. I'd like to tell you that today, almost 20 years later, we actually like one another, but we don't. So why are we friends? I honestly, I cannot tell you why. But I can tell you this, she is my best friend, I love her with all my heart, I would do anything for her, and despite what she would tell all of you, she would do anything for me. So tonight, I want to celebrate my best friend Michele, her new husband Ed, and her daughter Cassie. You guys are going to have a wonderful, wonderful life together. Ed and Michele, you guys are a match made in heaven, and I know this only because I don't understand Ed any more than I understand you. So good luck. I just want to say that I hope your life is blessed with love, happiness and health, a little bit of luck, a little bit of money, and a lot of little kids. So good luck, you guys.